What's up, it's Frederick here, and today I want to show you how you can literally work like if you're playing a video game. Because if you want to become successful, you obviously have to do a lot of work, and I know that you're probably able to do that because you're probably, when chances are when you're watching this video, you've been already addicted to at least one video game in the past, probably multiple ones, and you know that you're able to sit on the PC or laptop, whatever, for multiple hours every single day and play that, and it's literally possible to do the exact same thing with the business. It just takes some time and a little exercise, and today I want to explain how I did that myself. And by the way, when I'm recording this video, before that today I did literally nothing but work and obviously like get up and everything, but it's very very overpowered. And when you really use this mechanism and start to execute that for yourself, then it's going to be very very hard to stop you, and it's going to also be very hard to compete with you if the other person is not doing the exact same thing as you. So basically the difference between working and playing a video game is just the dopamine that you get, because one thing or the other, you sit at the laptop or some other device and you're clicking on some buttons and you click with your mouse and everything, and that's pretty much all you do. Besides, when you work, obviously there is some mental suffering in that because you have to be creative. You probably get rejected, at least when you're doing outreach in business or something, and you have to provide more value than when playing video games. But that's pretty much the only difference. Otherwise, you're literally just sitting somewhere and clicking some buttons, and it's not physically painful. So the pain is only in your head. And just imagine right now playing a video game, or probably you've already experienced that yourself, when you've played something for hours on end and it's literally not fun anymore. You've pretty much experienced everything, and then you're just trying to get something that's very hard to get. Like, for example, probably you've already been playing Minecraft or something when you want to get like a lot of diamonds, and you're just doing like, how you call this, like you just mine, and then you have like little, you go like 5 blocks to the one side, to the other side, you go like 10 blocks further, you do the exact same thing again, and you're just grinding all the time. And it's, to be honest, when I was doing that, it wasn't actually that fun. Or when you're playing something and you're losing all the time, it's like the point where you get most aggressive is when you lose in some level or something, or you try something for the fifth time and it's not actually working. So the only real difference there is dopamine. And dopamine, in case you don't know that, is kind of like a chemical in your brain that's getting released when you are pursuing to something beneficial, something fun. So for example, you have dopamine when you're training, because it's well, that's not actually a good example, but it's also the case that you get dopamine there. You get dopamine when you're eating junk food, for example, or just any food that's in some way delicious, and you also get it in, I don't know, let me find an example. Well, yeah, obviously when playing video games, when being on social media, all these kind of like bad habits from the modern day. And the thing with dopamine is that at some point when you're doing something that's getting a lot, that's giving you a lot of dopamine, there is the law of diminishing returns. So when you play a video game for the first time, it's very fun. You play it for the second time, it's still very fun. But when you play for the 10th time or something, it's not fun anymore, or at least a lot less fun than at the beginning, which means that your brain is kind of like getting used to certain levels of dopamine. And that's the exact same mechanism that you can use to make work literally fun for you. Because if you don't experience high levels of dopamine, let's say, for example, you're just sitting there one day and you just read, and sometimes you drink water, and sometimes you take a walk, and that's literally it. You're not even having like conversations with humans or something. Then your dopamine levels get very, very low. And once you do this a couple of times, you're really getting used to that. And from that perspective, working, so sitting on a laptop and doing something and building something that's actually going to get you successful with a certain goal in mind and everything, is literally as fun as playing a video game for the first time. And that example that I said right now is literally something that I've done that I've done last week, and I'm also going to do that tomorrow. It's literally you just existing, and you can read and you can drink water. You don't even eat, you just eat the next day or something. And the next day when you start to eat, you don't know how much fun it actually is compared to the like usually. And that's pretty much a mechanism that you should use for yourself, as long as you have struggled with forcing yourself to work, or have the kind of like fun in working, and you're struggling and you want to do something else instead, and it's very hard to discipline yourself. when you have this dopamine advantage, you literally don't even have to discipline yourself to work. And I've been doing this myself for the last few months straight. I've been pretty much working all the time that I had, except when it was just so much work that I would just burn out because it's too hard or something and too exhausting, and you're not doing anything else. That's obviously too much. But if you ask people who know me well, they will literally say all that this guy is doing is he's working. He's not engaging in any social stuff or something, because I just want to reach my goal. And obviously sometimes I'm having interactions with other people, but really not too much, and just to an extent where it's still sustainable long term, because that's obviously important. But I'm really not a person that's just, yeah, well, I'm going to do some work here and there. I'm just working all the time, and that's something I want to brag about, because it's not hard to achieve, because you can literally do the exact same thing. And what's also very important or very powerful, maybe you're playing video games right now still, if that's is that you just stop playing video games and immediately start a business, because then you have immediately some other goal that you can look forward to, that you can work on and everything, and really put in as much effort as you would in playing a video game. And if you really execute on the process, and you really do that kind of like dopamine detox for multiple days, just do it for a couple of weeks, just 1 day per week or something. Sundays fit well. You can also take another day if there's another day where you don't need social interaction with other people, and do this for a couple of weeks. Then you can slowly reduce the frequency as long as you have the problem. And yeah, that's basically how you do it. Bye.